Hey guys, so as we have been discussing the three billy goats gruff this week, they cross a bridge and the bridge goes over a river. A river is a fast moving body of water, and so because of our discussion about bridges and water and the story of three billy goats gruff, I thought I would talk to you about things that float. That means things that stay on the top of the water, the surface of the water, and things that sink, that when you put them into water, they go down to the bottom. Things that float are generally things that are light or have buoyancy. Now, buoyancy means that it has air inside, and this is what makes it float. Like a rubber ring, it has air inside, we blow it up, and then it floats. So with that in mind, that something that is light floats, what happens if it is heavy or it doesn't have any air inside? It will sink. So I have some items here and I want you to think, will it float or will it sink? So our first item is a very light bottle top that you find on your water bottle. Do you think, will it float or will it sink? Let's find out. Drop it in. It is floating. So if you said you think it will sink, you were wrong. But if you said it will float, you were correct. It's floating on the top. What about a pair of metal scissors? They're quite heavy. Do you think they will float or will they sink? Okay, have your answer and let's see. Oh, look, they went all the way down to the bottom of the water. Again, here is the top of the water line, up, and they sank right down to the bottom. So if you said they will float, you were wrong, they sank. This is a piece of wood, a piece of tree. Now wood, is quite light and also can be quite heavy, but it has air inside. So do you think it will float, have buoyancy, or will it sink? Have your answer? Let's have a look. It's floating. Can you see? It's floating on the top of the water. If you said it will float, well done, you were correct. If you said it will sink, maybe next time you'll get it right. Now I have a plastic number 6, well done. A number 6 or a number 9, well done. Do you think this plastic number 9 will float or sink? Let me give you a clue. It's quite light. So what do you think? Is it going to float or sink? Let's test it. Can you see? Can you see the green? It's floating on top of the water. Well done. If you said floating, you were correct. If you said it will sink, never mind. We're learning. A wooden pencil. Remember I said about wood, it has air inside. So with that in mind, do you think the pencil will float or sink? Will it have buoyancy? Buoyancy means it has air inside. See if you can remember. Let's have a go. It's floating. Well done if you got that one correctly. Oh, this is heavy. Oh, this is really quite heavy. This is a stone with the number 4 on it and 4 dots. This is a stone. It's heavy. Don't think it has much air in it. Listen. Oh, it's heavy hitting the ground. So, do you think it will float or sink? Let's test. Oh, that went straight down to the bottom. It's really heavy. If you said it would float, next time. If you said it will sink, well done. You were right. It sank. The toy dinosaur. Now this is made of plastic, but it's quite heavy. So this is a trick. Is it going to float Or is it going to sink? Think of an answer and let's experiment. Let's test it. It sank. The dinosaur is at the bottom of the water. I will help it out now. There we go. Miss Nina saved it. Sorry, Mr. Dinosaur. He said it's okay. He needed a shower anyway, a nice bath. Okay. One more. We got three more things. So we have a piece here of plastic. It's shaped like a little boat and it's quite light. Do you think it will float or sink? Let's test it. Oh, it sank. Although it's light, look what's here. It has a hole inside, so the water was able to go inside and it sank. There mustn't be any air in that. No buoyancy. A rubber band, it's really light. Do you think it's going to float or sink? Remember, this one, I thought it might float, but it sank and it's made out of plastic material like this one, like a rubber. So let's test this one. Rubber band. It sank. It's gone all the way down to the bottom. Should we try that again? I know it's difficult to see. Put it. And it sinks all the way down to the bottom. So rubber bands do not float. They sink. That means they have no buoyancy. They have no air. And last but not least, there is an orange, but it's not a real orange. It's a toy orange, which is a plastic around and air in the middle. So do you think it will float or sink? Have a little think. Okay, let's try. Of course, it's like a rubber ring. It has air inside, so it floats. And it can float all around like a little boat around the water. Have a go at home. Try with different objects. Make sure Mummy and Daddy says it's okay to put them in water. We don't want any mobile phones or air conditioning remotes. So check with Mummy and Daddy first with what you can experiment with and try at home. What can float and what can sink.